So today I took a Teesha Moore video course she has online for free, and we're gonna do a Teesha Moore style design with a little bit of me in it. So the first thing that Teesha does kind of is get a focus image. So I had these guys, and what I thought upon reflection of them is I could make 3 cone heads, and then I could make the part that's left over, because I'm going to cut down to get the cone heads, I could make them skirts for girls. So that's what I'm going to make. So Teesha's first step was to put a border around your entire page. And she said, you go find your images, you find them as quick as you can, and you don't, functionally she told us to you get what you get and you don't throw a fit, right? So I found this amazing dog, which I love, but this stuff on the back I thought was really cool. So I'm going to use this. That's kind of fun. And I found this Hot Luck. And she said you can sometimes use words in your collage, but maybe I'll put them around the sides. And then I also thought if I need to, I could maybe use this on sale now. That's kind of cool. I don't know yet. And I'm just tossing away anything I don't use. Okay, and then I thought the middle of these Texan people would be good. Like kind of this part of them, because this was from a trip to I went to the place I only go to one place in Texas. They must do all of the conventions, Austin, Texas. So I kind of thought that would look cool, maybe as an edge. Okay, that goes in the garbage. Then I thought this would be a cool edge, this kind of fun artwork. That was from a Tampa Bay Monthly. And last but not least, I have this Autism Speaks ad. And I thought that there was tons of stuff in here, and it's all different colors, right? So I have this part. I have these little guys, so for sure I want these little guys. And I kept trying to figure out how people have all these cool little guys in their edges. And Teesha Moore said she just cuts them out of like art magazines or things like that. So I thought, holy buckets, I will. That for sure is going in. This for sure is going in. Okay? And she said you can't be fussy. So you can't take any time to do this. This is just cut your stuff out, put it on your page. So we are not trying to figure anything out at this point. We're just putting a border around our page. Now, she did say to cut them into about an inch long width. So let's do that here. I don't think I actually know how wide an inch is. Let's go to the top of his head. And look, Kitty's here. Hey, Kitty. Okay. Maybe we could put these at a corner. Nope. We could cut that down. All right, so let's cut this one down. Teesha says you're not allowed to wait and really think about things. So let's cut off a little bit of this white, because there's a lot of white there. All right. Let's cut this down to an inch. This feels very stressful, and I'm making a real mess on my floor. Teesha did not look this stressed. And from what I understand, from reading a little bit online about Teesha Moore, she had, I believe it was a stroke, and is not doing as much online anymore. Of course, will put the links to all of her stuff in the channels. She's such an inspiration to so many of us. She her stuff is actually on her, I believe her husband's channel, Teesha Moore. Well, I thought I had a lot, but I don't feel like this is a lot. Okay, we're gonna have to use these guys for sure. Maybe I could break this up to on sale and now. All right, and she didn't get a, so this is what I got. So I'm gonna have to figure this out. Oh, maybe we can get all the way around, or I can get most of the way around. I don't want those guys together. Let's put this here. And she said it doesn't matter if it goes all the way around. You can fill it in later if you want. I would rather not have all of on sale. Little UFOs are cooler. Okay. Okay, we got it. So now she used this. One of the things I love about copying people, people's styles, is using what they use. And I have all these little tape rollers that I never think to use. And so when I saw Teesha using it, I'm like, fine, if Teesha's using it, we're using it. So that's something you might want to think of. I don't actually like them because I'm sort of derpy and I'm not very good at them. I don't think it's the tape roller's fault. That seems like a lot more work than glue, but we're not gonna throw a fit. She said, don't worry if it doesn't go all the way down. She also said, don't do it on your project, which does seem like a good idea. All right, let's try this. Maybe on a flat surface. Ooh, wait a minute. Who knew on a flat surface it's a lot easier? Okay, note to self. Try to glue your stuff on a flat surface. For anybody wondering, this is a scrapbook.com tape roller. I don't think that any problems with the tape roller are dependent on the tape roller. Oops, did it upside down that time. Are on the tape roller's side. I would have to guess it's on my side. Let's put the on sale upside down so we don't see it as much. And then we'll put our, let's see, can we do this? Do we have anything left? I could go back. Oh, we have this left. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Okay. Okay, I would rather cheat this guy to get a little bit less of that on sale on there. Oh, this is not tenable. I can't, I love ya, Teesha, but she also appeared to be better at tape rolling than I am. Whoo, that was painful for me. Probably scrapbook.com wasn't super thrilled to see me doing that little debacle. Okay, so now we have this. And this was her first video of her collage class, was make a border. So we are making a border. Let's not use that yet. You know, I don't mean to be judgy, but I took a class from a very famous, important person in the art world. Delightful class. Take lots of classes, so I know what to do. And they had that big tape roller with the handle and the thing. And honestly, they spent maybe 20 minutes of the class trying to get the tape roller to work. So I feel like maybe it's just there aren't good tape rollers and it's not my ineptitude. What do you think? Can we go with that? Can I get an amen, sister? The tape roller companies are like, yeah, right. You're just bad at rolling tape, sister. Okay. All right. So there we go. We're going to do these little bugs down here. Teesha said, do not worry if, I think they're upside down. Do not worry if there's a gap. You can fill it in later if you want. This won't quite go. I'm sure I have something on my desk to fill it in if we need to. So we're just gonna do this corner and then we're gonna move on to our next step. Whew, that was very fast. Okay, Teesha said be fast. All right, so then I had my, cone head idea, my brilliant cone head idea. And so I needed bodies and heads. So first off, I was going looking for all kinds of heads, and then I found these girls with their faces so I can get everybody's head out of here. And the thing that I love is the diversity of these faces. So I'm assuming I'm going to use 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3. I just want cute faces. And then I saw these little circles, and dudes, I was going through this magazine like foo, 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 and just pulling anything that I thought would work, because Teesha says you have to work fast. So I pulled those. I thought maybe I could swap out an eyeball with some of those. Okay, so then I needed bodies. So I have this body, and I loved her flag. I don't know yet what's going to be her flag. It probably will not be that. And then I found this gal, and I'm going to use her top and then the bottom of her legs with somebody else. And then I found this guy's Converse shoes, and this guy's, I think those are satin pants, you guys. I think they're satin pants. So we're definitely using those. And then I found this. Look, so you have an eyeball here and an eyeball door. You have this eyeball with a dangly chain and this eyeball with a stick-up thingy. So I have a feeling I might really like using those. So my next step, and I'm going to cut out that string. So these are the pages that I have to use with my eggs. And then I cheated and I brought in 3 butterfly wings because I like butterfly wings on my people. So we can't use anything else but the things I collected really fast. So I'm going to go cut those out and I will be back. I'm on day 2 for my Teesha Moore project. And I have a bunch of different legs and bodies. And I cut out the faces. So I have the 3 girls' faces that I'm going to make the cone heads. And then I have some cool bodies that I'm going to use for the tops, okay? I have some stuff because Teesha Moore always has really bizarro things. Like hers isn't normal, so maybe we could have this person standing in this hand cup. I have like this to go on the banner behind her. I was going to use that cup thing, but then I remembered I have this cool clock that I could make into an eye, and we seem to be on like kind of a gold mission, so I will probably do something with this instead. We'll figure that out. And then I have a gold eye for her, and I have a gold eye maybe for her, because her face is a little bit bigger. And I didn't cut out entirely the things. So there's 2 things I can do. I can either go back and color them in, or I can decide I want to cut them out. But before I went to all that effort, I wanted to make sure I wanted to do that. Okay, here we go. Let's do this behind here. See how that's gonna look. Okay, so I also brought in a lipstick and a circle because Teesha always has like really bizarro things in hers. So we're going to bring our 3 girls in and we're going to get them cone heads because that's the main part of what I'm doing. So I think I want their cone heads to come down to at least here. So I'm going to go across this, kind of across these eggs along the gems. And then, so over here, these are going to be skirts for everybody. right? So everybody's getting a skirt, a cone head skirt, and everybody's getting a cone head head. That's my plan. Okay, so I need to make these cone heads way more coney. So if we go with her head, and I go a little bit outside here, and I don't know if you watched Saturday Night Live in the, I don't know when it would have been, the early days. They used to have cone heads. And I saw those eggs in these girls, and I thought, okay, that girl had to have a bigger cone head, so we're going to use this on this girl, but we could have always cut her head off. But let's try not to make them so skinny that I can't do it. Okay, so this one I'm going to go across right about here. Okay, and so this is going to be one of our skirts, and this is going to be a cone head. And we're going to do it this way this time. So I need it to be at least this far out. Nice. Okay. And one last one. I think I want more diversity in my cone head, so we're going with this gal. Oh, I love what that's doing. Okay. So I am fine with this. You know me, I'm just going to glue all this down. I don't kind of keep my stuff. Oops, I gotta. Oh, that was during our tape roller time. That didn't stay. Obviously, I'm too beastie for tape rollers. All right, there we go. Let's get that stuck down there. Okay, so I will probably fast forward through this since you don't need to watch me glue, but I know some people like to see it, so I'll go ahead and fast forward. Final sticker down place, and I want to do some stuff. I think I'm trying too hard with this. I think I'm trying to out Teesha, and that's too much. We're not going to use that. I do think that I love where we're at and what we're doing. I am going to put this guy in a cup. And so whenever I do that, I use my snips or an X-Acto knife, but I haven't had my X-Acto knife on my desk for a while. So I've been using my snips. I just go along the rim of the cup so I can put them in there, or her, them. Okay. I could cut off their feet too, but I find that this kind of makes it look more real. So I'm going to stick their feet in way far, and then we're going to pull them out and see where we want to be. But I think the cup should be right about there. And I think just a little bit of the shoes poking out. And then we're gonna put her head right here. So the two people in the back are the back people. So I can just glue down this whole back person. Okay, and we're going a little bit off the side of the page, which is good. I'm using Nouveau glue, which doesn't wrinkle my magazine collage people very much, and the glue hardly ever gets stuck. Okay, so we have this gal. Let's take this gal out. I'm putting the people where I think they belong for each of them, and then I will put the last gal on. This gal has to have her baton with the fancy thing. Yeah, goes up there. Okay, so, and then her head is on top. I think she got way high. Okay, I'm gonna put her feet kind of on here as if it's standing. I'm using the bottom border as kind of a border, or excuse me, as a border, as a ground, right? Okay, I talk a lot about how I glue my stuff to my stuff, and that happens because I glue on my page. So if you get concerned about gluing things randomly or having weird glue drips or anything like that, then don't glue on your page, glue on like the side and then put it on your page. Okay, so now we're ready to glue down our last gal. And he slipped out of his cup, so we got to put his feet back in the cup, but just a little bit out. Okay, so that's where we want him, with his feet a little bit out. So we're going to glue, this is going to be a debacle, trying to do it that way. Okay, how are we going to do this? There are a lot of moving parts on this guy. Okay, that's what we're going to do. There we go. That works. Okay. And you may be wondering why the butterfly wings. I like to put butterfly wings on people. Usually I'm a one wing kind of gal. Today, two of them have two wings. That's kind of in honor of Teesha. Trying to be weirder. And the reason why I put them on is I don't have any plan for it, but in my collaging life, I have sometimes been sad not to have butterfly wings on, but I have never been sad to have them. So I always put them on because I can cover them up if I want to. I can do whatever, but again, I have never been sad to have them. I've been sad not to have them. Now I have to sneak in here. Get that cup down. You don't want to have weird layers of your collage that aren't glued down. Okay. Get this side. And his jeans may wrinkle. I think they're satin pants. Very snazzy. My son dresses really well. He just came in and told me his plan for his shirt game. And it sounded really good. I don't know if he'd wear satin pants. He's more of an athletic guy. None of my girls have necks. We're going to draw in necks. Can we cheat it a little bit that way so it's not quite over her face? And I don't mind if they're covering each other because people in real life cover each other, but we're going to be doing some outlines and some shading, and so the less that I can cover people at this stage, the more we'll be able to see them later. All right, and then we're going to put her face on, and then I'm going to go away again because I'm going to do a bunch of outlining, and Teesha said that she likes her white outline pen, her thin white outline pen the most. So I am going to use my white outline pen. Usually I outline everybody in black. I'm going to tip her head just a little bit. Usually I outline everybody in black, but today I'm going to outline everybody in white. So this should be super fun. I love where this is going. I think that it's looking super cute, and I'll be back. I just want to take a second and show you this step. So I've outlined everything in white. I've done doodles on the edges, on the borders where I thought it was too bold. I've done circly bits in my hats, gave them necks, did spots on the dark legs. I may do some more on those. But my next step is going to be to write journal in there, because Teesha Moore was a journaler, and then outline the entire thing, and then I'll be done. All right, so I finished my page. I like it. Things that I did differently with this page than my normal style, or that Teesha said to do. So I outlined everybody in white, and I doodled like their lapels and little dots on them. I used random things. I used all different kinds of background papers, and then I colored over them in different colors. I tried to do it in similar colors to my background. That is way outside my comfort zone. I don't do borders very often, but that was like the first step, so I figured I had to do the border. Glad I did. I think it looks very pretty. It breaks it up. I used different eyeballs because she said that you really want to make their faces look different by adding something. And I did that. She said draw in hands, draw in eyeballs, draw in whatever you need to draw in. The border outside. So I drew it in pen, and then I drew it in India ink. And I think that turned out really well. I think that's all my Teesha Moore-ish stuff, but, oh, and I journaled because Teesha Moore journals, and I said today's page is just a fun one in the Teesha Moore style. She is such an inspiration to so many of us who are just getting started in art journaling. She's a true legend. So that is my page that I made from my Teesha Moore class. And I'll put a link to that in the description. It's a free class on the YouTube, so you'll be able to take it too. Tara Jacobson, Artsy Fartsy Life.